How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Blade Bias. Live blade balisongs are quite a hot topic in the world of this kind of YouTube flipping and talking commentary space for balisongs. And why is that? That is because, well, I should say live blade balisongs in general are becoming an interesting topic because we are getting people in this community that are very young and people that necessarily can't own balisongs, live blades I should say. People who just don't want them because they're only in it for the flipping. And balisongs are becoming less and less of a collector item and more of an actual skill toy, which is really cool in my opinion. But the thing that comes with that is that balisongs are changing. They're getting redesigned, and more things are coming out, like trainers, more plastic trainers even, more things for people to just play with instead of them being an actual knife. Personally, I like live blade balisongs because I feel like I personally flip a lot more cautious with a live blade, and basically my issue with trainers is that I do a lot of things that I'm not good at, so it looks really choppy and really, what's the word? It looks really just not as advanced as it should look for how much I practice those tricks. And it's because I don't care about getting it smooth. I don't care about doing it well because it's a trainer. It doesn't matter. If I mess it up, oh boy, the worst that can happen is that I slightly pinch myself. On a live blade, if I mess it up, the worst that can happen is that I cut a huge slice out of my hand. So instead of just throwing things just to throw them and throwing tricks just to be like, oh, this would be funny to do, I find myself more actually practicing the tricks, if that makes sense. I'm not just throwing things just for style points of saying I added it to this combo. I'm actually making a combo that I know I can do and I'm comfortable doing. So my flips in turn end up looking a little, they're a little choppy right now because I'm looking at my phone while flipping. But a good day with live blades for me, a good session, which is usually I just sit down for like half an hour and just flip and just actually pay attention. A good session with live blades for me is the smoothest I flip, like ever. And really that just comes down to, with live blades, I do things right and I don't mess up. There's plenty of times where I've purposefully thrown things that I know would cut me on a live blade on a trainer just because, like, it's just a trainer, it doesn't matter. And they look choppy because it's just something I've not practiced, it's not correct. So my flips with a trainer can just be choppy sometimes, and they don't look nearly as good as my flips with a live blade. And it is really just because, like I said, that live blade adds that pressure to do things right, so I practice more. I practice doing things right instead of just throwing things just to throw them and be like, oh cool, I landed it, good enough. On a live blade, I focus on doing things smoothly, doing things cleanly, and landing things properly, and making sure I know which handle I'm on and I'm just aware of what's going on. So when it comes to buying a live blade balisong, the first question is always, are they legal? That is the biggest thing. Are they legal? And if they are legal, cool. If they're not legal, are you okay with jumping through the loopholes that you have to jump through to get a live blade balisong in your country or area? You definitely can. People do it all the time. I've seen tons of live blades shipped up to Canada and places in the UK that are illegal. You just got to be smart with it and do it in a way that doesn't seem like, hey, this is a giant ass knife coming to my doorstep. You definitely can. But that is the question you need to ask yourself first and foremost. Are they legal? And if not, am I willing to jump through the hoops of making them legal? If the answer is no, then cool. Stick with trainers. Trainers are perfectly fine. Trainers are awesome. Trainers are absolutely amazing. And they're a ton of fun. And if you're in it strictly for the skill toy aspect of the hobby, then cool. Trainers are the play. I don't know why I tried to stab that. My tip is messed up. I literally dropped this Kraken one time on the tile, and I did a sound test. It slipped through my hands and just goes dink, and I messed up my tip. Anyways, So if the answer is no, then cool. Stick with trainers. You're all cool. You're still part of this hobby. You can get just as good as anybody else in this hobby. You can get just as smooth as anybody else in the hobby. Cool. Just stick with trainers. If the answer is yes, pick a knife you are going to be comfortable with. That is the biggest piece of advice I can possibly give you. Don't get a lucha just to have a live blade when you know you don't like heavy knives. That's what I did, and it was a huge mistake. Don't get X knife just because it's expensive and looks cool when you've never flipped a live blade before. Get a knife you know you'll be comfortable with, like a Kraken, and just actually enjoy flipping the knife. That is the biggest piece of advice I can give you, because flipping live blades that you are not comfortable with, you will get hurt. You will cut yourself, you will mess up, and it is going to suck, and you will not have fun. I find myself drawn to my live Kraken because I want to get smooth with it. It's comfortable. I like it. I like the way this thing flips. I want to get super smooth with it, so I find myself drawn to it. If this was a knife like a lucha that I don't really enjoy, yeah, I would not want to pick this thing up. I would not care for live blades at all. Just find a knife that you're comfortable with, and eventually the live blade will start to matter less and less. At this point, I don't do everything I can do. I'm also flipping a little cautiously because I am looking through my phone camera instead of actually flipping, just looking at my knife. So I'm not going to throw some of the crazier stuff I usually throw, but, you know, it's just whatever. But get a knife you're going to be comfortable with. That is the biggest piece of advice I can give to you. And just practice. Just know where you are. Try and get things smooth. Try and do things right. Try not to throw things just for the sake of, oh, this would be funny to hit right now. Actually know what you're doing with your live blades. And in no time, you'll get comfortable and you'll be able to flip almost as good as you are on a trainer. And yeah, I like live blades a lot. And the next balisong I have coming, which you guys are going to hear a lot about because it is a pretty big balisong in my collection, and also I feel like it could be pretty big for the community. So yeah, live blade and that as well. So you guys are going to hear a lot more about live blades pretty soon here. But yeah, live blades are super sick. If they're legal, I recommend you have at least one, just for the sake of it's cool. I mean, you don't have to, but I definitely like having one live blade. Even if it's a pretty dull live blade, just for the sake of having one so you know what it's like to flip a live blade. But yeah, be careful, of course, but really just practice and know what you're doing. Pay attention to your flipping. Try to be as smooth and as clean as possible. Focus on smoothness and cleanliness and doing things properly before you focus on learning those hard tricks on live blades. So thank you guys for watching thank you guys very much for watching. I will talk to you guys all very, very soon. Go buy yourself a live blade if you can, if it's legal. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.